Ooh, 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 ooh. In the heart of the kingdom, we stand tall. Cloaked in love, united, we will not fall. With grace in our steps, we conquer the day. The queens of S.2 lighting the way. Rise, rise, royal gladiators. Love and joy, let's celebrate ya. Stronger together, we break the night. In this dance of stars, we shine so bright. Hear the drums of courage, feel the soul ignite. In the face of the storm, we embrace the fight. Armored with love, we wield hope's might. Through shadows and battles, we bring forth the light. Rise, rise, royal gladiators. Love and joy, let's elevate us. Stronger together, we break the night. In this dance of stars, we shine so bright. Through fires we march, hearts intertwined. Echoes of triumph in every line. We're the essence of strength, a radiant embrace. In this noble saga, we find our place. So come join the journey, raise your voice. In the spirit of love, together we rejoice. With Queen Bee leading, love's spirit soar. Royal gladiators forevermore. I spent so many nights sleeping on me, but I finally realized I'm all that I need. I'm that girl, been that chick, never needed no one else. I've been that bitch, plenty on my mind, a couple on the side. Baby, I'm a dime, that face card don't decline. So tell me what it's giving, oh, I can tell you're living for this, what you've been missing, boy. Tapping into my energy, that bitch energy.
Good afternoon, everyone. How is everyone doing today? Welcome to Astute Queen Bee's Thoughts, y'all. I'm Astute Queen Bee. Y'all know this is my channel, and we are considered the Royal Gladiators over here because we never give up and we never give in. Okay? And some of us are mellow eaters still, okay? And they stand on business, like I say all the time. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day so far. I know a lot of people are at work. But I'm going to give you a little bit of something anyway, because I said I was going to cover unlocked family secrets. Lord have mercy, I can't even get it out. So please do a sister a favor. hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're not done so already. I would appreciate that. If you would like to support the channel, forgot to switch my banners. My bad. If you'd like to support the channel, feel free to do so through Cash App, PayPal, Super Chat, Super Sticker, or Super Thanks when the live is over. And if you would like to become an official Royal Gladiator, the membership is only $2.99. Okay, so you can gift the membership, you can purchase a membership for yourself. It's up to you. But like I said, if you want to support the channel and keep it pushing and keep it moving, hit a sister up, okay? So what we're going over today is episode number 5. We're still in season 1. So we're going to talk about this show. This show. Hey, May, how you doing, love? Let me give you some love while you came in the building, okay? So I'm waiting for other people, but they're going to take their time. So it is what it is. But let me play this for you. When I walk through,
when I walk through, I got sauce too. Came with the gang, chopper rain, get her up, shine. When I walk through, yeah, she found it. Who brought you? Twins in the bins once again. Yeah, I brought 2. When I walk through.
Okay, let me walk through. So again, man, thank you for stopping by. You probably got other things to do, and that's okay, because I'm still going to review this show so I can get it out the way. The next episode for Unlocked Family Secrets comes on Saturdays. Okay, I do believe it is at 8 p.m. It's either 8 or 9 p.m. So if y'all have not caught up on this show, I'm telling y'all really need to watch this show. It's a really good show. It's telling family secrets. Let me see. There was one where who was it? The mother had a secret, the father had a secret. And this one, the father has a secret. This is the father's secret that we're discussing today. So like I said, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. I would appreciate it. Okay. Thank you. How many episodes are there as of right now? Episode 6 airs on. Hold on. I'm on the phone. She always trying to call me when I'm in the middle of something. Comes on Saturdays. I think it comes on either before Love and Marriage Huntsville or after. I gotta find out, but it hasn't. It's still playing. So episode 6 will come on Saturday. So we're only on episode 5. So the episode will come up on 6 on Saturday. So that will be the new episode. Let me see if I can find out how many episodes they're gonna have, because it might only be 8 to see how the season gonna go. You know how they keep doing this. Let me see. As of right now, they only have 6 episodes. I guess they're trying to see how people take to it. That's why I'm telling people to watch it, because it's a very good show. Like last episode 4 was the daughter's secret. Before that, it was the husband's secret. The second one was the stepfather's secret, and the first one was the preacher's secret. The preacher's secret was crazy to me. It was absolutely crazy to me. But I'm going to get on telling y'all about this story, because this story is a little crazy. So I'm going to rewind it so I could tell y'all the details. Because I was watching it in the background once again, because I fell asleep on it yesterday when I was trying to watch it last night. Hey, Tanya, what's up, sis? How you doing? Oh, and don't get mad at me. I have not mailed out your gift yet, but I still have it sitting right here. It's just that since Trump been acting stupid and messing with people's money and funds and stuff, so I'm still waiting for my funds. Okay. But let me give you the walkthrough song for thank you for coming through. I appreciate you, ma'am. Hold on before I finish.
When I walk through, when I walk through, I got sauce too. Came with the gang, chopper rain, get her up, shine. When I walk through, yeah, she found it. Who brought you? Twins in the bins once again. Yeah, I brought two. When I walk through.
Okay, when we walk through. How you doing today, Tanya? I hope all is well. But like I said, we are talking about the father's secret. Now, this episode was crazy to me. Now, hold on for one little second. I want to read y'all what it states so y'all know. Because I can't look at my studio because it's all over the place. Okay. So let me give you and tell y'all what this episode states. Okay. That ain't it. Why you go there? I ain't asked for it. I said unlock family secrets. Stop playing with me. Okay. It's too quiet. Sorry, y'all. I got to put some music on here. It's too quiet for me. There it go. All right. Now, episode 6 states. Let me give it to y'all. It is called The Father's Secret. And it comes on at 8 o'clock on Saturdays. But I just want to give y'all the information. It says a daughter learns her father's secret at a young age and carries the burden of it most of her life. When the truth finally comes too much to bear, she must choose between remaining loyal to her father and exposing his dark secret. That's what it is. So, as I was saying, this episode was crazy to me. Now we have this young lady, and she is up there talking about her family secret. Come to find out, the family secret is that her mother was married before, so she had a daughter by her first husband. Well, by her husband, her past husband. They broke up, and apparently the mother met somebody else. And the guy that she met, apparently she didn't know much about him. Well, she knew, let me say this. Excuse me. She knew that he was married. And that was her problem because she messed with a married man. Okay? So, for some weird reason, I guess because he has a whole nother family somewhere else, it must be in that town, because you can't be at my house all the time and then be somewhere else. So again, she was young. She was trying to figure out what was wrong with her dad and why he was acting weird. And they were out and about one day, and she was chilling with her dad. She looked a lot like her mother when her mother was young. And she kept trying to figure out why her dad didn't do certain things with her. She said her dad loved her, but he just was weird. She said she couldn't understand what the problem was. So, come to find out, she found out that there is a sip. He has other kids. Well, he has another daughter. That rude ass man, and they from New Jersey. That's what blew my mind, close to Philly. But he introduced her to this man. And when he introduced her, because the man kept calling his name, he kept on walking. And she was confused, like looking at him like, Dad, that man calling you. So when the man ran up and caught up to them, he asked him, well, who's this? Her name is Heather. The only thing her father said, oh, this is Heather. He didn't say this is my daughter, Heather. He didn't say this is my stepdaughter, Heather. He didn't say it was my friend's daughter, Heather. He just said her name was Heather. He never explained to that man who she was. And she felt the way. First of all, she was a teenager. Okay? She was a teenager. So any teenager would feel crazy if you know that's your dad, you love your dad to pieces, and all he does is introduce you by your first name and don't say, oh, this is my daughter, Heather. So she started feeling some type of way, and she should have. Because it's like, excuse me, sir, Why can't you say that I'm your daughter? So she told her mother about it. And finally, her mother had to explain to her. Crazy. So she wanted to find out the information. So as an adult, she started digging even more. But as a teenager, she started really digging. She literally called the Oprah Winfrey Network, wrote them a letter, and said she wanted to come on. She wanted to bring her father and them on the show because so he could tell the world that that was his daughter. And he said, "Hell no, we ain't doing that. We're not putting people in our business." So she was like, "Well, you said I have a sibling. I want to meet my sibling." So what he did was he said, "Well, you want to meet your sister? I'll bring her to you." So the little girl came over to the house. Little cute little light skinned little girl, curly hair. And his real daughter was confused because she had a lot of pictures and stuff that she didn't know nothing about. And Heather saw some things that she didn't know. She was like, "Dag, she got to have my dad all the time in the house." Well, when the little girl came over, they sat and they talked and shared pictures and memories and stuff. And the next thing you know, now the little girl ain't stay long, but the little girl told Heather, she can't have a relationship with her because she feel like that would be going against her mother. And I was like, dang, that's crazy. So what you show up for is my thought. If you wasn't going to have a relationship with this girl, what you show up for? Why you come to meet her? Then it got crazier. Okay, it got crazier because come to find out, she was excited that she had a sister, she had a biological sister and all this thing. Y'all come to find out, he ain't made that little girl. They adopted that little girl. That's why the little girl looked like she do. Because she was like, dang, how did he must be married to a white lady. Because how did that little girl come out light skin, curly hair and all that? She looked like she was mixed. And come to find out, that little girl was adopted. So that was another lie they told to her. Made her thinking that was her sister. And it ain't her sister. It's her sister because she's adopted into that family. Okay? So Heather also used to spend a lot of time with her grandmother. Her grandmother seemed like she was cool as hell. She spent a lot of time with her grandmother because she was getting sick and tired. She said she would go to her grandmother's house in the summer, which was her father's mother. Now she seen all these pictures around in the house and stuff in her grandmother's house and was confused. Let me ask, did anybody watch the episode? Does anybody watch Unlocked Family Secrets? Let me know if y'all watch it. Because I be wanting to know. So when she got 17 and she was in high school, she got pregnant. And I think what made her want to not have the baby is because of what her father did. I don't know if it's because she felt she was too young to have a child or because of the stuff that her father did. Girl, Meme, it's so good. It's mind blowing. I said, but you know what? A lot of family have these secrets, but they just stay secrets until God knows when. They stay secrets. You know, in black families, they got a lot of secrets in families. I mean, Caucasians, they do too, but they don't. They when they run from their secrets, they just run from them. They don't even act like they exist at all. But black folks know they be having some secrets in their family, and you find out about them when you get old and grown, and be like, "Damn, why I ain't never know that?" So, like I said, the little girl came over. They talked. They shared pictures. They shared memories and stuff. And she was like, "Dad, but I'm my daddy's little girl." And again, come to find out, you technically are your daddy's own little girl. Because the little girl that he has with his wife, because he's still married to his wife, mind y'all. Now, this is the messed up part to me. One of the biggest messed up parts. Now, I told y'all, Heather was close with her grandmother. And her grandmother ended up with dementia. I'm tired of talking about dementia, but we're gonna do some talk about some dementia on my backup channel because a lot of people need to talk about it, and it's very important because a lot of black people A lot of older Black people are getting Alzheimer's, and I wonder why. Because normally, some certain things run in your family, but it's like, I don't know. Or if it just becomes the age that you get to, that's when it takes effect. I don't know, but I'm gonna do some more research. So, as she, like I said, she wrote the Oprah Winfrey Network and wanted to go on there. And he said, no, he ain't going on there. He ain't care about none of that. So then she kept trying to understand, like, why does her father act so weird when she asked stuff? So she said her relationship with her dad changed, and it should have changed because you act like I'm some stranger to you. You made me. So when the grandmother passed away, this is how messed fucked up this is. When the grandmother passed away, she called her father told her that the grandmother passed away, and they're not going to have a funeral for. They're only going to have a viewing. So he gave her the date and time, and she said she couldn't leave school. So when she did get there, the place was locked. So she started knocking on the door. This is why it's messed up to me. She started knocking on the door. So somebody finally came to the door, and they was like, can I help you? And she was like, yeah, I was here to view my grandmother's body. They was like, oh, her service isn't until Monday. She went there on a Friday. So the father got slick, and they made the funeral arrangements without her and didn't even tell her about the funeral. He just told her they were going to have a viewing. And I said, that is jacked up because that's her grandmother, and she spent a lot of time with her. I said, that was foul and messed up. And I hope somebody holds him account for that. I just do. Even her friends know how she felt about her dad. But she also made a comment, and I'm trying to get to that part. But she said she was riding down a highway and somebody pulled out a pow pow on her right behind her while she was driving. And I said, oh, snap. So before then, she was so upset and so distraught that she was in her room in tears. And her mother was like, don't worry about it. Everything will be okay. And her mother's name is Tommy. She apologized to her, and she was explaining to her that that she had her by a married man. She had to tell her the truth on that. So Heather was so distraught, she took a whole bottle of aspirin. So then her mother rushed her to the emergency room. And the dad came. But I'm like, I wouldn't even want to be bothered with him. That's just me. Because I'm going to tell a little story while we talk about this. Because I can. Okay. So hopefully anybody come through, please hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you have not. And also, I said I was going to start calling y'all visitors. Y'all are visitors in my queendom. Y'all are not subscribers. So, like I say before, if you want to become an official Royal Gladiator, the membership is only $2.99. I've been trying to lower it down to $1.99, but YouTube is playing in my face. So if it changed to $1.99, I will let y'all know, because that's really where I'm trying to get it to. So the mother, which I'm listening to now again, the mother said the reason why she left her ex-husband is because he was abusive. And she said, I forgot the man's name already, but the guy she had the baby by, she said she needed him at that time. She said she didn't realize that having a baby with a married man would cause problems for everybody, not just for her, not just for her daughter, but for his family as well. And some people don't realize that does disrupt a family unit. So I'm going to throw this in there real quick. It don't have nothing to do about the show, but I'm just going to let y'all know this, because like I tell y'all, I'm an open book. I don't hide who I am. I am who I am. I'll say this all the time. I didn't ask to come here, but I'm here. Okay. So God saw fit to suit me with the mother and father he picked. And that's just what it is. But I'm going to tell you this little story while in the middle of this. So I don't know the full details, but I do know that I myself was I don't know if my I call him a sperm donor. I don't call him my father. I don't know if the sperm donor was still in a relationship with his ex-wife or not when I was conceived, but for some reason I think they might have either been going through breaking up or whatever, because me and my brother are 11 months apart. I have siblings from my father, but none from my mother. So I understand it could cause disruption or whatever. But as far as I know, from when I was little, when I met my brother, we were cool. And I'm gonna give y'all a little backstory on that. When I was about 8, 9, I was out riding my bike one day, and it was a brand new bike. My sperm donor had bought it for me because he bought me 3 things in my life. He bought me a puppy, a poster, and a dog, and the bike. Puppy, poster, and the bike. Let me get them straight. So, I was out riding my bike, all happy and willy nilly and whatnot, playing with the boys and stuff. And this boy that was out in the area asked me if he could ride my bike. Now, y'all know back in the day when we was little kids, you could let other people ride your bike, even if you didn't know them, but they wouldn't take off with your bike and steal it. Nowadays, they'll steal your shit and keep on pushing. So I let him ride it. Again, it was a brand new bike. He flattened my tire on my bike. So we had a discussion, and he said he was going to get his dad to fix it. And I said, oh, okay. So me being nosy, inquisitive little kid, I asked him what his dad name was. He told me what his dad name was. So I said, that's crazy because my dad got the same name. So he said, I'm going to go call him now because I'm going to get him to fix your bike. We went to my house. He called him. I guess he must have thought it was me or my mother calling him because he knew the phone number. And he came over later on that day to fix my bike. But come to find out, that was my brother. I had never seen the boy before ever in my life. That was the first time I had ever met him. And come to find out, he was my brother. So, like I said, I don't know if my dad, my sperm donor, and his ex-wife were together then. I don't know. But I know she did keep her last name all her life until she passed away. So what I say by that, people should never make children feel bad because they never asked to come here. And now I'm gonna say this because people might be like, wait a minute. Now you just said, I know what I said. The difference between coleslaw and hotel is because she's plotted to do that. That's the difference. Everyone have a great day. My daughter is here picking me up. Have fun, May. Enjoy your day. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you. But as I was saying, she decided to go on the Oprah Winfrey Network show, and apparently she found out she was pregnant when she was 17, and she was going to get rid of it. But she talked to the mother, and the mother told her, no, you're going to keep that baby. You going to keep that baby. You need to have that baby. So she figured, okay, well, after all these little incidents and stuff, everything was cool. Her and her father was having a ball with the baby. Then all of a sudden, he flipped again. Went back to doing the same routine. Still ain't tell his wife. Still ain't did nothing. Still ain't showing that little girl and telling people that's his daughter. Yeah, she wanted to be accepted by her other part of her family because that is still other part of her family. Well, technically it is and technically is not. You think about it. Because the little girl was adopted. But that would be, I don't know what you would call that. Her stepsister. I don't know. But he was a secretive man. And when you got secretive men or women and they making babies and acting like they can't do nothing, because I know a girl I grew up with, her mother was dating this man, and I knew that man's face, and I kept saying, I know this man. I know this man. Then when I was at my other friend's house, that's her dad. So it blew me. I was like, I know daggone well I knew this man. I said, why is this her father? Well, that's my other friend. That was my other friend's father. We ain't no friends no more, but that was her father. What is he doing over here at this other lady house? It blew my mind, and I was like, oh. And the older I get, I keep finding out more stories in real life that have happened like this. Friends that I grew up with never knew that they were friends and then found out that they were related. Oh, thank you. Then they found out they was brothers and sisters, and I never knew that until we got old and grown. So trust me, everybody got family secrets. It depends on what you do with them and how you react to them. So her sister was talking, and she was explaining, and that's her older sister. She was explaining what was going on and how her sister was feeling, and she was feeling bad for her because she wanted her sister around. Yeah, he didn't want to go to Oprah because he was not telling nobody his business. That man was like, because y'all know them sneaky old men, boy. They make them babies and they'll run off and go somewhere else and find another person to irritate their spirit and make some kids with. That's just what they do sometimes. That's how sometimes they do. But the fact that they can't give her what she needs, because apparently him and his wife didn't have no kids, biological kids, besides the daughter they adopted. So she still wanted to become part of the family, but she decided, you know what, bump it. Let him keep his little funky secret. I ain't gonna say nothing. But when the grandmother passed away, that's when she said, hold up, wait a minute. You didn't tell me. You gave me information that was not true for my grandmother's service. You told her it was that Friday. She ran back home from college to try to come to the service, and you made it your business to put that shit on Monday and had that girl thinking it was on Friday. That was foul and messed up because he didn't want her there, and she has a right to be there. So I thought that was jacked up very badly. And like I said, she talked to the people at the mortuary, and she was going to see her grandmother before they put her to rest. But again, like I said, he told her it was Friday and the service was actually on Monday. So she said, okay, since he didn't tell me, I'm just gonna show up and make my grand entrance on Monday. So she went uninvited. She didn't care. And I don't oh, look at that beautiful rainbow. But she didn't care, and I don't blame her because she has a right to know her grandmother. That's one thing I have an issue with. I don't know. I never met any of my grandparents on my mother's side or my father's side. But I have learned over the years that my biological grandmother, and my biological uncle passed away in a house fire when they were young. So my father was adopted. So then my brother was talking about how he was gonna he did the ancestry DNA thing, and I was like, but that's gonna come out a little weird because if he was adopted, you're looking for one last name, you're not looking for the other. So now they're at the funeral, and she showed up on her own. So she came in, she sat, her dad stopped her and told her to come sit up at the front with her, with the family. Now we gonna see if he accept her or not, or if he gonna explain to the people who she is. So we gonna listen in the background. If y'all can hear it, let me know. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear it. He never acknowledged her. He had her come sit up in that front, and he's, oh, excuse me, still never acknowledged that girl. And he didn't introduce her to anybody at the funeral. That's crazy as hell. That's why men make me sick sometimes, because it's like, listen, that child ain't asked to come here. You was cheating on your wife. That girl should be accepted, and you should be able to tell your wife, listen, this is what happened. I cheated such and such and such years ago. And the fact that she had a connection with her grandmother is rude and disrespectful to me. But I'm gonna break up a little bit of the monotony because it's just quiet in here. So let me hold on and let me play something real quick. I'm gonna finish this story though in a second. And I walked out. Where'd it go? I'll let play Banana Baby.
What? To be someone with a cause, just breathe, just be. You are the glow they see. That sunset light, it's yours too. It shows up just to honor you. You're not behind, you're right out on time. And everything you need is inside.
Okay, so apparently, since they didn't want to do what they were supposed to do and introduce her to that family, because the father is disrespectful as hell. And apparently, she stopped speaking to her mother for a little bit because she was pissed. And anybody, y'all should know, if somebody want to act like they don't know you, you're going to get aggravated, especially if it's your own parent. Just crazy to me. Hold on. Lord, child. Heather friend then talked her into exotic dancing, being a stripper, y'all. Got her being a stripper when she was younger, after she had her baby and she was in college. She really started stripping. I ain't nothing that stressful. You gonna make me go out there and strip. I'm not doing it. Heather's friend, Veronica Yates. I don't know who would tell somebody to go out there and start stripping. I think that's the most craziest thing in the world. Now, I understand a lot of people strip because they need the money and they want to pay their way through school. I don't have a problem with strippers. Never did. But when you got friends telling you to go strip, I think it's a problem. Because people don't realize there can be a stripper that is just about making her money and keeping it pushing and all that. So she said she was stripping one night and her boyfriend showed up. So they're riding down the street. Somebody has a Uzi hanging out the window right behind her. Now, my thing is, was they after her or were they after her boyfriend? Because her son's father, I think, was probably doing some stuff he ain't had no business doing. So she went to her boyfriend's house and apparently they stayed. Now, I hope that boy is not related to her because her father showed up at her boyfriend's house and told her, you're going home now. So I don't know what the heck was going on with that, but she left with her dad, and went back home. So they told her to get a steady job that they would help her with the baby. So she started to grow. That's what I say. Into the woman she wanted to be. That's like really basically what it is. But her father, he walked her down the aisle, which was wonderful. His name was Earl. But at least he walked her down the aisle. I'll give him that. But my thing is, did you tell anybody that was your daughter still? Did you still keep her a secret? Yeah, he ain't want to stay there. He was rushing him through the dance, telling me how long this gonna take. It's crazy. 27 years old, he still was keeping that lady a secret. That's sad. I wasn't no secret. So, and all of me and my siblings all look just alike, which is crazy. So she said she was at a hotel. Her phone started ringing with this weird ass number. She didn't know it. She said her father called. Okay. So I think the unknown number that was calling her was his wife. That's what I think it is. Because her father told her, if you get a number, if you get a call from an unknown number, don't answer it. So I think that must be the wife trying to find out some information. Oh wow, that's fucked up. Sorry, y'all. But the father, I told y'all, he went to her wedding, he walked her down the aisle. She was at the hotel and she was just happy and bliss or whatever. And she got a phone call. She kept getting these phone calls from unknown number that she did not know. And her dad called her and told her, if you get a phone call from a number you do not know, do not answer that phone. Don't ever answer that phone. And then he had the balls, the gall, the audacity, the cojones to tell her that he's going to have to separate himself from his daughter because of his wife. Now, you've been in that woman's life 27, 32 years, because I think that's when it happened, when she was 32 years old. And I'm like, who the hell does that to their child? You've been around this child all her life, and now you want to act goofy? Oh, so her father ended up getting sick. So she told him she ain't keeping no more secrets. So exactly. You can't make somebody hold somebody hostage to your lies and your stories. No, don't ever let nobody hold you hostage to their lies and their stories. Don't do it. Cause see, the people, I'm gonna say this because I've ran across a couple of people I know in real life. The people that get treated the worst are always ends up being the person that end up taking care of their asses when they get old and decrepit and can't take care of themselves. And I don't mean that in a nasty way, but that is what I know. I have seen people take care of their parents or their grandparents when they was mean and nasty to them, treated them like crap when they was children. So I'm like, this is crazy. So when her dad passed away, mm, okay, that's wonderful. One of her first cousins that she met. Exactly. Okay, he ain't never mentioned you to him. That don't mean that ain't his daughter. So the wife stepped up to her and told me he never met you. He never heard of you. I never heard about you. She said, well, I know my dad. He's been in my life since I was a child, a little child. You just didn't know me. Y'all didn't know about me. But that's my dad. And I'm here. And like she said, he calls them both pain. Not just you, but he's not here no more. So don't be mad at me. I ain't asked to come here. Blame that shit on your husband. That's how I feel. She said she never saw her half sister or his wife ever again. So that's the end of that. That just really is the end of that because he died going to his grave with his secrets until she was able to tell people herself. And that's jacked up because you dipped out on your wife. That baby ain't asked to come here, so you owe her in your death. You still owe her. So she got to meet her siblings and her relatives from her father's side. I'm happy for her. I'm ecstatic. Oh, that's Heather's nephew. So she got to meet her nephews and her other part of her family. And it's crazy to me that a father would do that to his child. So anybody y'all know that's going through this mess, talk to them. Talk to them for real, and help them get past this madness that their parents have caused. Okay? So it's a beautiful thing that once her father passed away, she was able to meet some of her family members, cousins and siblings and stuff like that. So I thought it was cool. So that is the end of that episode. Y'all know the episode's only like 45 minutes long, but I was stretching it a little bit. But that's really what happened. After her father died, she met some of her relatives and they got to know each other. And I thought that was a wonderful thing because it was jacked up that the father kept that girl hidden for all those years. And he would have kept her hidden if he wouldn't have died. He'd have kept her hidden for God knows how long away from everybody else. So that concludes this episode of The Father's Secret, episode 5, and we are still at season 1. As of right now, they only have 6 episodes. So on next Wednesday, we will be going over episode 6. Okay, and episode 6 is, let me tell y'all what it is right now. If I mess around and tear it up. Let's see. Where'd it go? Hold on. I'm gonna tell y'all what the name of the next episode is called. The next episode. They don't even have it listed up here. All right, let me look at my TV. That's what I'm gonna have to do. I'm gonna have to look at my TV and see where the next episode come on. Because I don't know. I mean, what episode? It comes on Saturday at 8 p.m. on the OWN network. And it is not a Carl Lucifer King season. So don't stress yourselves out with that because it's not a Carl Lucifer King show. It's a really good show. And it's some very interesting stuff. Okay, the next one is the Grandparents' Secrets. Ooh, I know that's going to be crazy in itself. Okay, I know it's going to be crazy. The Grandparents' Secrets is episode 6, which will be airing this Saturday at 8 p.m. on OWN. And we will be going over it on Wednesday. So I'm going to set it up today to make sure I have it listed for next Wednesday so we can talk about episode 6, the Grandparents' Secrets. But let me give y'all know how I like to do. I'm going to always give y'all some Pass the Mic. And I'm going to keep it pushing. Hold on for a second.
God doesn't grow you by adding more to your life. He grows you by removing from your life what no longer fits your next season. Because you sit there home like, why am I losing stuff and losing people when they told me I was going to be blessed? You don't realize God is letting you lose it now because he's making room for what he get ready to send you later. That's only for 5 of y'all who done had people walk out, you done had stuff fall off, but you realizing God must be getting ready to do something. Because some of y'all ain't blessed because your subtraction comes by your preference. You want him to fix this, but don't touch that. You want peace and a fool. You can't have both. You want to splurge and be blessed. And God is like, no, you can't not tithe, waste your money, and I give you overflow. So this what we gonna do. Since you won't remove what you need to remove, I'ma make them not like you. You think they left you because there was something wrong with you. God made them not like you because he knew you didn't have the strength to kick them out their life. So he blessed you by watching you watch them walk out.
All right, y'all. And with that said, it's the Stu Queen Bee. Have a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday. Later.